What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, your body may be missing one tiny reflex, and that without it, a single ordinary step could send you crashing to the floor? I'm not saying that to frighten you, I'm saying it to wake you up. Because here is the part most people never hear. The vast majority of people over 70 have no idea this reflex even exists until it's already too late, until after the fall, after the emergency room, after the moment that quietly changes everything. And here's what makes it almost unfair. The fix takes less than 2 minutes a day. 2 minutes, and almost nobody in their 70s, 80s, or 90s is doing it. So if the fear of falling, or of falling again, is the thing that keeps you up at night, or makes you hesitate before walking to the kitchen, getting up off the couch, or stepping out your own front door, then stay with me, because this is the video that changes that. We're going to walk through 6 of the most effective balance exercises there are for preventing falls, exactly why they work when everything else fails, and how to do every single one of them safely at home, starting today. And if you find this helpful, do me a quick favor and hit subscribe with the bell on so the next one finds you too. Now let me ask you something. When most people decide they want to work on their balance, what do they actually do? They stand on one leg. They wobble for 10 or 20 seconds, grab the wall, and call it done. Sound familiar? Here's the problem with that. Standing perfectly still on one leg does almost nothing to prevent real falls. Why? Because falls don't happen when you're standing still. Falls happen in motion. They happen when you're walking across the living room and your foot catches the edge of the rug. They happen when you step off a curb and the ground isn't quite where your body expected it to be. They happen when you shift your weight a little too far in one direction and your body simply can't correct itself fast enough. So if you truly want to prevent falls, the exercises you practice have to train exactly that. Your body's ability to recognize the instant it's off balance and pull itself back to center before you go down. That is the whole game. And every single exercise I'm about to show you trains precisely that skill. Before we go further, let me be very clear, because your safety matters more than anything. If any of these movements ever causes pain in your feet, ankles, knees, hips, or anywhere else, stop immediately and work only within what feels safe. If you've had a recent fall, or you've been told you have a balance disorder, severe osteoporosis, Parkinson's, or any neurological condition that affects stability, please talk to your doctor or a physical therapist before trying these. Always have a wall, a sturdy chair, or a countertop within reach, not because you expect to fall, but because having that safety net nearby lets you train with confidence instead of tension, and that actually makes the exercises work better. And one more, never do these in socks on a hard floor. Go barefoot if you can. It's actually ideal because it gives your brain the richest possible feedback from the ground, or wear shoes with a non-slip sole. Now let me explain something that will change the way you think about your own balance forever. One of the most critical and most overlooked parts of your whole body when it comes to staying upright is way down near the ground, in your feet, and specifically in your toes. When you start to tip forward or lean too far in any direction, your foot muscles are supposed to switch on instantly. Your toes are designed to grab the floor, dig in, and create enough force to haul your entire body back to a safe, balanced position. That is your body's built-in fall prevention reflex. You were born with it. But here's what happens over the decades. Spending years in cushioned shoes, on flat surfaces, never really challenging the feet and ankles, we slowly lose the connection to those small but enormously important muscles. The muscles weaken, the nerves get less responsive, and that reflex, the one meant to fire automatically the instant you lose your balance, begins to fade. It's like flipping a light switch when the circuit's been cut somewhere in the wall. You flip it, nothing happens. The electricity is still there, the connection is just broken. Now here's the genuinely good news, and I want you to hold on to it. Unlike a dead circuit, you can rebuild this connection in your body. These foot and toe muscles respond quickly and reliably when you train them. Your nervous system hasn't forgotten how to fire them. It just needs to be reminded, given the right challenge, again and again, until it wakes back up. And that's exactly what these 6 exercises do. Exercise 1. The toe lean, the foundation of everything, and the single most important movement in this entire routine, because it trains that fall prevention reflex directly. Start in what I call a safety corner, the spot where 2 walls meet. Stand facing into the corner so both walls are right there in front of you, on either side. If you tip forward, they catch you. You can also set a sturdy chair just within arm's reach for extra security. Feet close together, a few inches apart, back straight, chin up, shoulders relaxed. Now gently lean your whole body forward from the ankles, like a single plank tipping forward. Do not bend at the hips. Keep everything in one straight line. As you lean, you'll feel your toes start to grip the floor, and if you're barefoot, that sensation is even stronger, which is perfect. Just before you'd have to step forward to catch yourself, let those toes pull you back to center. That's 1 rep. Do 10 in a row and come back to it 3 or 4 times across the day. Once it feels easy, hold a light weight, even 2 or 3 pounds, against your chest to make your toes work much harder. That progressive challenge is what rebuilds the reflex faster. And once your feet start waking up, the next exercise teaches your body to handle the sideways falls that catch so many people off guard. Exercise 2. Weight shifting side to side. Most falls aren't forward. Plenty happen when we shift sideways, reaching for something, stepping to the side, turning around. This trains exactly that. Stand behind a sturdy chair, both hands resting lightly on the back, feet hip-width apart, back straight. Slowly shift your weight onto your right foot and lift your left foot just barely an inch off the floor. Hold for 3 seconds. Then slowly shift back through center and over onto your left foot, lifting the right just slightly, and hold 3 seconds there. That's 1 full rep. Do 10 on each side. The secret is to move slowly, with full control, because you're not just balancing, you're teaching your hips, ankles, and core to talk to each other in real time. As you get stronger, drop to a single fingertip on the chair instead of your whole hand, and eventually, no support at all. And once you can control your weight side to side, it's time to put it in motion. Exercise 3. The heel-to-toe walk. This one mimics the exact kind of walking that trips people up. Narrow paths, hallways, stepping carefully around things. Clinicians call it the tandem walk, and it's one of the best ways to train dynamic balance. Your balance while you're actually moving. Find a hallway or a clear stretch along a wall, with one hand on the wall if you need it to start. Place your right foot directly in front of your left, so the heel of your right foot nearly touches the toes of your left. Then, bring your left foot forward the same way, heel to toe, in one straight line. Take 10 steps forward, turn around carefully, and take 10 steps back. That's 1 set, and do 2 sets. Here's the key. Look straight ahead, not down at your feet, because in real life, your balance system has to work while your eyes are on where you're going, not on where your feet are landing. It's harder than it sounds, and that difficulty is exactly the point. Now, if this is helping you so far, take 1 second to like the video. It genuinely helps other people who are nervous on their feet find this. And then let's keep going, because the next move protects you in the split second of a trip. Exercise 4. Standing marches. When you trip over a rug, a step, a crack in the sidewalk, your body has to lift your foot quickly and high enough to clear it. If your hip flexors are weak and that lifting reflex is slow, a stumble becomes a fall. This targets that directly. Stand tall behind your chair, hands light on the back. Slowly lift your right knee up toward your chest, as high as you comfortably can, without leaning your upper body backward. Hold 2 seconds at the top, then lower it slowly back down. Repeat on the left. That's 1 rep, 10 on each side. Slow and controlled both ways, up and down. Don't rush the lowering because that downward phase builds the eccentric control that keeps you steady the instant your foot lands back on the ground. As it gets easier, try it without the chair, arms out to the sides for balance instead. And from lifting your feet, we move to the everyday challenge of reaching. Exercise 5, clock reaches. One of the best for multi-directional balance, your ability to stretch and move in different directions without losing your footing. Think how often you reach in a day. The top shelf, the coffee pot, a grandchild. Each one is a balance challenge. Stand behind your chair, right hand resting lightly on it, and imagine you're in the center of a clock face on the floor. Slowly extend your left leg forward to 12 o'clock, tapping your toes lightly, then return to center. Now reach out to 9 o'clock, straight to the left, and return. Now back to 7 o'clock, behind you and slightly left, and return. That's one round. Do 3 rounds on the left leg, then switch hands and use your right leg to reach toward 12, 3, and 5. Keep your standing legs slightly bent the whole time and your back straight. This one builds single leg stability, hip strength, and the ankle control that prevents sideways falls, all at once. And finally, we tackle the single highest risk moment of the day. Exercise 6. Sit to stand without using your hands. This one surprises people, but getting up out of a chair is one of the riskiest moments for a fall for anyone over 70, and almost no one practices it on purpose. This does double duty. It builds leg strength and trains balance at the same time, which makes it one of the most practical things you can do for everyday safety. Sit near the front edge of a sturdy chair, feet flat, about hip-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest. That removes the temptation to push off with your hands. Lean your upper body slightly forward from the hips, nose over toes. Then push through your heels to stand up slowly and with control. Once you're fully upright, pause 2 seconds, then lower yourself back down slowly. Do not drop into the chair. Control the whole way down. That's 1 rep, and start with 8. If you can't do it hands-free yet, that's completely fine. Rest your hands on your thighs for light help and use them less and less over time. The goal is eventually up and down with full control, no arms at all. Now, here's how to actually fit all 6 into your life, and this is where most people go wrong by trying to do too much at once. I want you to use what I call balance exercise snacks, short bursts, just 30 to 60 seconds each, sprinkled through your day instead of crammed into one long session. Do the toe lean while your coffee brews. Do the weight shifts during a commercial break. Do a few sit-to-stands before lunch. Do the standing marches while the microwave runs. It folds into real life in a way a long workout never will, and the research strongly supports this distributed approach. Small doses, repeated consistently, send a powerful signal to your nervous system, and your body answers. And you do not need to do all 6 from day 1. That's overwhelming, and I don't want you burning out in week 1 and quitting. Treat it as a gradual build. Start with just the toe lean and the side-to-side weight shifts. Practice those 2 until they feel natural, until you're not reaching for the wall anymore and you feel genuinely steady. That might take a few days. It might take a week or 2. Either way is perfectly fine. Then add the heel-to-toe walk, then the standing marches, then the clock reaches, then the sit-to-stands. Roughly 1 new exercise a week at whatever pace your body is ready for. By about 6 weeks, you'll have a complete daily routine that takes under 10 minutes, and you'll feel steadier and more confident on your feet than you have in years. And please, do not skip these on the days you feel great. I know it's tempting. When you feel steady, it's easy to think you don't need to bother today. But those are the most important days of all, because every single repetition is building the reflex that fires automatically the next time you stumble, catching you before you even realize you're falling. You're doing the work now so your body can protect you later, in that split second when it matters most. Because this was never really just about preventing falls. It's about protecting your independence, walking through your day without that quiet fear in the back of your mind, reaching for things, stepping outside, living life fully on your own terms, in your own home, for as long as possible. Everything here is meant for generally healthy older adults. So if anything about your situation is uncertain, run it past your doctor or physical therapist first. If this helped you today, hit subscribe and turn on the bell.
And tell me down in the comments, how old are you and where in the world are you watching from? I read every single one. Take good care of yourself, and here's to living life on your own terms.